YouTube, welcome back to Maxwell Starr's beer review. Tonight we're going to take a look at a beer that was given to me by my friend Heist Almighty. A friend of his brought this back from the Caribbean while they were out on a cruise. And it is Carib lager from Trinidad and Tobago. It is a pale lager style, American adjunct style lager, so I'm not expecting anything absolutely incredible. 5.2% ABV. Brewed and bottled at Carib Brewery, Champs-Fleurs, Trinidad, WI. This is imported by DCI Miami Inc., Doral, Florida. Ingredients: water, malt, sugar, hops. So right there, sugar. You know it's got an adjunct of some sort in it. But who knows? It could be just, it's got the water, the malt, it's got the hops, but the sugar content that they added to this beer to make it a lighter, pale lager is, it could even be cane sugar. Who knows? Says, okay, government warning. According to the Surgeon General, women should not drink alcoholic beverages. Yeah, whatever. It's even got written on the back, you know, they picked this up in the Caribbean, but it's even got written on the back that it's got a U.S. deposit things on it, like Vermont, Maine, Connecticut, Massachusetts, Delaware, New York, 5-cent refunds. But for some reason, if you're in Michigan, you get a 10-cent refund. I don't even know if they... Florida, CA, cash refund, whatever. Who knows if they even got a real refund, or they even paid a deposit when they bought this thing here. It's got a nice little cap on it. Carib. That's something certainly unique. I may even keep the bottle of this. It's just because it's a popular beer apparently down there, but I don't really know a whole lot about it. There isn't really a whole lot of information to find about it other than just odd reviews on great beer. Holy cow, that's some Skunky. Alright, so let's pour this out into a glass and take a look at it. So it's got a decent amount of head for a pale lager. And for a pale lager, well, I mean, you could tell the color from through the bottle. It's kind of like a yellow golden appearance, basically a straw yellow piss color. It's your basic pale lager. I'm getting a lot of Herbal and Skunky hop smell off the top of that one, though. I mean, there's a stereotype about, you know, clear bottles, cerveza style beers, and basically beers from the Caribbean or tropical areas where they're more sun exposed. Especially with this one where it's traveled so many miles from the Caribbean in order for me to try this. Is it recording? Yes. Basically, there's a stereotype of these kind of beers for going skunky quick, and I can smell a lot of skunk coming off of this particular one. I'm not trying to be stereotypical, but it's got a sweet, mildly skunky smell. It's kind of dissipated now that I've poured the beer. Subtly sweet, kind of like an apple juice kind of smell to it. The head's died pretty well off, but it's actually got a little bit of head left and some decent lacing for what's primarily an adjunct beer from the Caribbean. It doesn't smell too bad either. It's a little like a canned corn kind of smell, but it's mildly sweet. I kind of like the smell of this compared to like Corona, but it's not exactly anything mind-blowing or anything. Well, I'll hand it to it. It doesn't smell as bad as I was expecting this to be. Now that the skunk is kind of dissipated, it actually doesn't smell half bad. Give it a taste. It's not what I would call great. Very watery, sweet, but not sugary sweet. It's more like a mild sweetness. Basically, you get no flavors at the tip of the tongue. In the center of the tongue, you get a little bit of sweetness, and it's almost a citrus tartness to the center. But it's very mild. It's almost got this floral sweet taste to it. Maybe a hint of darker sugar. and it kind of wets the back of your throat. It's very light. I mean, there's a little bit of a heaviness to it as far as the sweet taste goes. It's a very light-bodied beer as far as the body itself, but when you consider how like a little bit of sweetness, it kind of weighs a little bit heavier than, say, like a Corona would, or a Sol or something. But it's not bad. I don't mind this. This isn't really terrible. I was going into this kind of expecting this to be a bit of a terrible beer, and that sweetness almost has like a small hint of coffee to it. It's not bad. It's not great. It's not bad. And the finish is somewhat dry. I lose a little bit of wetness, but it's enough to coat your back of your throat with a little bit of wetness in order to be refreshing. And I think that this one in the Caribbean environment would be a very refreshing beer. I don't mind this at all. I mean, in my opinion, I would consider this beer to be a cerveza done right. Something intentionally made to be like a lightly skunky, very light lager. And I don't mind this at all. Maybe I'm just being weird. I was going into this expecting this to be like another beer I'd give a 1.5, 1 or 1.5 out of, like Coors or something. But I actually like this. And as far as a light beer goes, this has got a decent amount of pretty good flavor for what's essentially a macro beer. As such, I think I'm gonna finish the review right now. I'm gonna give this a 2.5 out of 5. It's a pass. It's better than a lot of beers that are out there, and I would prefer drinking this. Excuse me. I would prefer drinking this over a lot of beers that are out there, especially ones that I've had from the Caribbean, like what was that other one I had? Calic. I'd also take this over like a Sol or a Corona any day. Anyway, I'm going to sit down with the rest of this one. And thanks for watching Maxwell Starr's Beer Reviews. Hope you enjoyed watching the review of Carib. And I'll talk to you guys later. Cheers.